back to iPulse News Live. You may notice that our program differs slightly from the norm this season. Some of us are here recording in the studio, but some of us are reporting remotely to maintain safe social distancing protocols. Those of us in the studio will be wearing masks, and we ask that you bear with us as we do our best to bring you the news and keep our team safe. Now, here's the news.
Last night, the whole world watched the first 2020 presidential debate. The anticipation for both President Trump and former Vice President Biden to face off was much more chaotic than expected. The candidates were social distanced on stage, no masks, and were to not shake hands as they walked onto the stage. The tension was quite obvious and ready to blow as the Fox News anchor Chris Wallace asked the first question as the moderator of the night. Less than an hour into the debate, Biden interjected, "Will you shut up, man?" after Trump persistently talked over Biden. Trump entered the debate with built-up anger from the past 4 years that blew throughout the night, leaving Biden struggling to strangle an answer out without an interruption. The moderator, Chris Wallace, also faced continuous interruptions as he tried to silence the president countless times while stating "Mr. President" over and over again. Disregarding the continuous unprofessional and personal insults throughout the night, key subjects throughout the debate pertained to COVID-19, white supremacy, election results, and law enforcement. A truly shocking interchange occurred when Chris Wallace urged Trump to denounce white supremacists, where Trump finally reluctantly said, "I am willing to do anything. I want to see peace." And Proud Boys stand back and stand by. President Trump continued by stating that the real issue is the left-winged organization Antifa. The national presidential debate left Americans embarrassed and stating that the debate was a joke, a low point, a shame for this country.
I'm Carmine Valentine reporting on the continuously rising coronavirus death toll. According to a count by Johns Hopkins University, the pandemic's death toll has surpassed 1 million worldwide. Experts say the quickening spread could be due to the rapid increase of cases in India, the country with the fastest rate in the world. India's deaths have topped 96,000. Even with their numbers on the rise, India is focusing on the economy. In recent months, they have relaxed tight restrictions, while some countries do the opposite. Last week, top government scientists warned that Britain could face 5,000 coronavirus cases a day by mid-October. The next day, Prime Minister Boris Johnson stated to the House of Commons that the government will introduce new restrictions in England. This is an effort to halt their death toll of over 42,000, the highest in Europe.
I'm Carl Zanelli, an 18-year-old freshman at Lynn University, and I am encouraging you to vote. Yes, you impact the future.
My name is Shane Levitt. I'm a freshman here at Lynn University, and I am encouraging you guys to vote. I have never felt more obligated in my life to do something so great for this country.
I'm Lily, I'm 18 and I am from New Jersey. You have the power to decide on the quality of life. You have the power to make your voice heard. You have the opportunity to express yourself, to stand out and make a difference in the world by voting.
I'm Marissa McGrady. Ethics experts are concerned that President Trump could be easily manipulated to sway U.S. policy at the instruction of international benefactors in an attempt to rid himself of debt. The New York Times recently reported that Trump's tax records show he is over $400 million in debt, a debt which includes over $300 million in loans that will come due within the next 4 years. Ethics experts in Washington are now concerned that Trump may attempt to sway U.S. policy in exchange for financial support from wealthy international or domestic figures. Summarizing the issue, Senator Elizabeth Warren stated that Trump, quote, may be vulnerable to financial blackmail from a hostile foreign power and God knows what else, end quote.
I'm Nicole Ruiz. At Stephen F. Austin University, a black college cheerleader claims she was a victim of a swatting prank, which was allegedly started by her white roommates. A swatting prank is an action of making a prank call to emergency services to bring about a large number of armed police officers to a particular address. On September 14th at 3 a.m., campus police stormed the freshman's room as she was wrongly accused of threatening to stab others with scissors. Evans' attorney reported that her 3 white roommates and as many as 7 other female students targeted her by filing a false report intended to get police reaction. Evans believes the attack was racially motivated, saying that the students involved were white. She has then been moved out of her 4-student dorm suite as an investigation is ongoing by university officials.
I'm Samantha Delvell. The entire world has been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Unemployment rates are rising, and so is the number of children living in poverty because of it. In the U.S. alone, 1 out of every 6 children will experience poverty that is directly related to the pandemic. Since the beginning of the outbreak, the unemployment rate in the United States has reached 14.4%, one of the highest numbers reached in history. Across the globe in Europe, the EU has 1 in 4 children living in poverty. This is equivalent to 23 million children. The Euro area unemployment rate currently sits at 9.5%. Experts are saying these numbers are likely to increase.
France continues to make animal welfare a priority as their environment minister announced this week its ban on keeping killer whales and dolphins in captivity in marine parks, raising mink on fur farms, and using animals in travel circuses. This means that marine parks will not be allowed to bring in or breed dolphins or killer whales, and the ban will protect animals such as bears, lions, and elephants used for travel circuses. This ban does not apply to wild animals in permanent zoos and shows, and there is no precise date for this ban, but cases will be dealt with on a case-by-case basis.
I am Danielle McDuffie. The governor of California signed a law on Saturday requiring California to house transgender people in prisons based on their gender identity rather than their assigned sex at birth. Advocates for this cause are against separation by assigned sex due to the threats specifically against transgender women housed with cisgender men. This process will include officers privately asking each inmate if they identify as transgender, non-binary, or intersex. Once this occurs, the inmate can request to be placed in a facility that places either men or women. The law states that the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation cannot deny those requests solely because of an inmate's anatomy, sexual orientation, or a factor present among other inmates in the facility.
I'm Treya Johnson. Elections are vital because it determines the direction in which a country will take for 4 years and possibly more. Recently, Florida has passed a law saying felons in Florida are unable to vote if they own outstanding debts. Just 2 days ago, Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York, has partnered with Florida Rights Restoration Coalition in efforts to aid 32,000 felons in Florida with a donation of $16 million. With this funding, more felons will be able to vote and can determine the viewpoint and destiny for Florida residents.
Hi, I'm Nick Zukowskis. Last week, the NFL had an unusual high number of injuries. Now this week, it's coronavirus. Tuesday morning, the Tennessee Titans reported the NFL's first COVID-19 outbreak following their Week 3 game versus the Vikings. 3 Titan players and 5 other team personnel were among the 8 confirmed positive tests, but the Vikings confirmed no positive test. The Titans and Vikings have both shut down their facilities until Saturday, and no decision has been made for either of their Week 4 games this Sunday. And that's the news for this week. Be sure to check out the iPulse app and website to stay up to date, and remember, always wear a mask.